How did you manage to bootstrap the company?
So it was so now that I think about it, like after doing this for a few years, like really understanding the unit cost structure of the company. So I was the only sales in the company. So I was doing the sales by myself. So I was selling to students. So students would typically apply. I would call them and sell them the training. I was doing the marketing myself. So I was doing content, recording. I was managing the space and the students and the experience, hiring the teacher and doing all the operations. I was doing the finance. So you have like 5 functions that I was doing all these functions myself. That required a lot of intensity, a lot of discipline. I mean, I remember I was 20 and I would wake up every day from 8 and finish at 8 and do this from Monday to Sunday. So I had a very, very intense early 20s actually. And I was doing all of these functions at the same time. And I was not getting a salary. So you're already like, basically you have an efficient cost structure. The marketing was very, very, we almost had no marketing budget. So it was very limited. But what we had is a lot of word of mouth and a lot of free PR because people really liked the story, you know, of a young founder that started a company. What we did is we invited really interesting speakers to come and speak at the schools. I can show you, like, we even had some altmen at some,
At the school?
At the school, like through, if you go to Go talk with Sam Altman, as you could see here, and he joined basically through a video conference because he couldn't come to the space. But I told him if you can join through a video conference, because when I was in the US, like I'm friends with him on Facebook and we chat sometimes. And I was like, I started this in Tunis. Do you want to attend one of the lectures? But we had a lot of like Sam Altman, so we had a lot of great speakers. And a lot of people would know these people and be like, what the hell? Like, it's just like a small school in Tunis. They're inviting all these crazy speakers. Like, so that created a lot of awareness, basically. Free marketing, free PR, free awareness. And the last thing, which is what really efficient about the model in education, which is really specific to education, is people pay before they join the training.
Yeah.
So that's a really uniqueness in education. So people are already upfronting you money and cash, and you're not paying cost. So you could collect a lot of cash, and after the cost will be deferred over a period of time.
Right.
And that's a really advantage in the models because you can collect cash, you can reuse that cash to pay your suppliers and pay the rent and the teachers and pay everyone. So you didn't necessarily need a lot of cash at first to start once you're doing sales, you know. But I mean, we clearly didn't at one space, like this is what we did. We basically collect cash, we reallocate, we keep a very efficient cost structure. I was doing everything. We'd just hire teachers when we need teachers. And the last thing that I did really well, I think, is when I started, I really hired a set of people that were really young, motivated, and tech savvy, you know. So the first teacher and the first coder were like really smart engineer, you know. So they were not like managers, they were like engineers, they were coders. Like everyone in the team were like a coder basically, or an engineer, or like a software developer. And it was like at some point, like the first 2 years, we were 100% developers team running the whole thing. We had no sales, no marketing, no business, it was only coders basically. And the focus and intensity was all around the content, the platform, the learning. So that's where we typically spend a lot of time. And all the rest I would do by myself and like try to be efficient with it.
So basically, it was the learning platform that you used during the lessons, right?
Exact, correct.
Okay.
So yeah, go ahead.
So you managed to do this in you said 2 years, right? I think this bootstrapping of 3 schools. The 3 schools were in Tunis, right?
3 years actually.
3 years.
So we bootstrapped between 2017 till 2020 actually.
And in 2020, you had 3 schools in Tunis.
So we had 3 schools in Tunisia. So one in Tunis, one in Sousse, one in Sfax. So the 3 biggest regions of the country. I guess, so the MIT grant really helped us to like really go and expand and test. but a bit we were really underwater. I remember always having like 1 month of runaway basically, and we had to generate months. So what that really pushed us is basically to launch sessions every month. Because when we started, we would launch programs every 3 or 4 months. But when you do that, you have 4 entry points of revenue per year, you know? Like if you only launch every 4 months, you only have income coming to you every 4 months or 3 months.
Yeah.
And that was really short. So what we did is we decided to launch every month, basically. And that's how we would have recurrency on revenue every month, basically.
Si vous avez aimé cet extrait, vous allez encore plus aimer l'épisode complet qui s'affiche juste ici à l'écran. Et pour ceux qui ne l'ont pas encore fait, abonnez-vous à la chaîne. On a envie d'atteindre les 100 000 abonnés cette année, donc on a besoin de vous pour y arriver. Partagez le podcast autour de vous, ça nous aidera à continuer à vous amener des invités exceptionnels.